You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Ari.
And it's me, Brian. And on this episode, we are talking about the anime that aired January the 24th to January the 30th, 2026, starting with Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, episode 16, An Imposter Can't Beat the Real Deal. Which we face off against Thunder Raito and Batman as they hunt down shocker combatants who have learnt love, be that with another human or be that to a cute dog.
The concept of love, that's enough. If you fall in love with your favorite idol, that also counts, apparently. We have discovered.
That means you, KAISEN, you're next. Watch your back.
It opens with her
the former colleague there.
Tojima's getting treated to ramen by the guy who he saved from gangsters at the festival way back. So it's nice to have that kind of callback to it. And also literally that gangster sitting down to the same ramen stand to them is going like, hey, you can't just sit here. It's like, why not? It's a free goddamn country.
We got a thing now. We got understanding. It's all right.
Him pointing out is like, hey, I'm a real shocker combatant, and the real deal, a fake can't beat the real deal. And I was like, why didn't the title card come up? And I was like, oh, because it was saving it for all the way towards the end. Because he literally said the title, and generally that's when the title card comes up.
Well, it's just like, like giving Tojima, like, he's going to be like, have to eat crow after fun and saying, well, a Kamen Rider, like, when it comes down to it, like, I can confidently say that to be a real Kamen Rider, even when the odds are against you, you're almost certainly going to be killed, and everybody you know is going to be killed, he would never back down. I wonder if it had to put that to the test by the end of the episode.
And initially, when you have the two investigating, with, I guess they're contact, which is a shocker combatant who has fallen in love with his cute Pomeranian, because it's adorable.
That's all it takes.
I thought those were two different characters because they were anime characters wearing different clothes. He was dressed like a Man in Black, and she was dressed like a Sherlock Holmes. And I was like, "Who are these new characters?" And I was, like, "Oh, right, it's them." Sorry.
they're investigating. This is what investigators look like.
Incognito, sure.
Special Agent Futaba here. Watch your back, you KAISEN, because you could be like, like off, like, they can come at you any minute now. Like they're about to come for me and kill me, and my poor little puppy is going to this, like, see the pool of blood come off my body. So yeah, everybody fun, be cool, fun, like look out for each other. So you guys are like when they're walking back after school. It's like, this is like a normal thing. It's like a teacher and student out for a walk along the overpass by sunset where all of the bad types hang out, including Chucker.
It's so they can have it's so she can inform them there's assassins after me, and then the assassins show up. It was to do it secretly, but it's also a great place to assassinate someone under a bridge. Yeah,
I'm assuming because we then get Tackle versus Thunder Raiko, and this is the longest fight we've seen Thunder Raiko in, and it becomes very clear that she was a pro wrestler in her former life.
What do you think? Yeah. With a name like that. Pastry chef.
And she's recognizing that, like, Tackle's moves are on point, really fucking good, but the power you had as a human is multiplied by the time you turn into a combatant. So it's kind of like, it's not good enough, not quite good enough, but it's like, is it? We won't find out properly because a handsome, sharp-toothed stranger comes along and goes like, all right, that's enough of that.
Give me a go.
Yeah. And also, you'd make a great shocker combatant, now that I'm looking at you, because I exclusively turn strong people and hot ladies, so that you fit both of those things.
Even though he claims that everyone's going to be a shocker, but he does seem to be picking up the
exclusively
ladies
women
first.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Yukarisu has contacted Mitsuba and Tojima. Not the useless brother. He has not been contacted.
I doubt he even has a phone or knows how to use one. I mean, like, he has to bicycle in all the way from the countryside as well. Is the other thing. So yeah,
V3 didn't have a phone. He could handle this fine. I don't need it.
So he's like stomps on Yuriko's leg in a truly hideous manner.
it'd be
and
one
then-
thing to just break it, but then he kind of like grinds it in a bit as well. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
did it
nasty.
sound like again like we've had like our little run-ins with Shocker combatants and even like Spider-Man that it kind of goes down like it does on TV. Not now, no. Batman does things differently. This is like some real deal shit here. I'm gonna fucking like dismember you if you won't let me turn you.
And then
Yeah,
he's about to
game's up.
turn her when he gets caught in a net fired by Mitsuba and his Riderman gadget, which seems to have loads of different attacks inside it. Pretty handy thing to have. And they at this point he fully changes into Batman, and Mitsuba's like, "Oh, it's you, the guy who killed my grandparents. Come here and fight me." But then loads and loads of Shocker combatants have shown up as well, and they've got to deal with those first.
So it's not only like dealing with them and Batman, but like trying to get Tackle out of there, and it's just like and him trying to protect his. I was going to say his girlfriend. They're married now again.
Yes.
Suspicious
They're
about that
married,
whole
yeah.
ceremony. I mean, like the older brother just officiated. You're married now. That's how this works.
These are his colleagues in the Amateur Rider Association.
Yeah, we get another clue that Shocker don't seem to know about Kamen Rider, despite the fact that Kamen Rider is a TV show in this world, and other people are aware of Shocker as fictional characters within Kamen Rider and Kamen Rider as fictional characters. Because as they're walking along the bank before they get attacked, and they're discussing Thunder Raiko, is Yuriko says that sounds something more like Gel Shocker would do. And Yukari says, like, this must be another one of these Kamen Rider things.
They're just the Shocker combatants. They just don't watch telly. Like it's as simple as that. They just miss out.
I suppose like Shocker was real, but Kamen Rider was not to the same extent.
Yes, but because then when Tojima shows up, at no point does Batman go, "Why is he wearing a Kamen Rider mask?" The one thing you'd think would be identifiable among all the things
the first Kamen Rider
these weirdos are doing. Yeah, no, he's just like, "Who the hell's this guy? And why is he beating up all my men? I'm gonna have to step in now."
Is it what happens to Shocker when there's no Kamen Rider around to like give them motivation and purpose? Is this like, well, he's just a glue holding it all together without that this devolve into like petty crime, just running like scams and like with fake idol groups and dealing drugs.
It's kind of
there's
like
no Kamen Rider allowed. The troops will have the time to fall in love and then be assassinated. Like, wouldn't it happen if Kamen Rider was here?
No romance, no world domination, no death rays. Like, where's the love? This is just crime. This is not like villainy. This is completely abhorrent.
Yeah, because it adds to the mystery that we know what Batman's motivation is, and ostensibly, I guess this is the motivation of Shocker as a whole. But that's about it. We don't know where they've come from. They don't know that if they have a leader.
Well, the thing is, if combatants can be brainwashed, he just says that monster men can't be brainwashed as well. Yes. To say like, I've always been Batman. Wait. Hang on a minute. If you're going to analyze this thing anymore, but it's like, no, well, I love like being a Batman, killing people, bunch of hot ladies around me. Yeah, it's great. Who wouldn't want to be?
Again, because it's like was Kamen Rider the TV show an in-universe wave that someone decided to inform the world that Shocker is real and exists, and it just kind of got out of hand and became a long-running series.
Boys' fucking job, yeah.
Yeah. Is it that kind of situation?
Pictures become reality.
Have Batman and Spider-Man, have they been working this fucking job since the 70s? Like, we don't know. We just don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to learn this season unless they give it a unique ending. So yeah, Tojima shows up, and then he has to run away, and despite what he said at the start of the episode.
he gets a few licks in, but it's the idea that they're overwhelmed with numbers. They got a injured Tackle. They need to get out of there, and Uran's distracted trying to protect both Tackle and his girlfriend and fight off. It's just like, yeah, better part of Valor surviving basically in
Also,
this case.
Batman is kind of dealing with it once, and he's hitting him, but it's like, oh, it's not like the first one on Spider-Man was just like he was just going, what the fuck happened there?
It was more surprised he got
Gotta
knocked on
go.
his ass. He was fine from getting hit. Just Spider-Man's a lot more cautious, whereas Batman is kind of like, oh yeah, that all you got? Okay.
That's cute.
And it's like, we should leave, which is like, I'm not a real Kamen rider yet. Yes.
They're all back there nicking the music every group, and it's just, I've been seeing in my mind, like, it's just like the Spider-Man cover of one and saying, like, I'm Kamen Rider, no more, and then Master's in the bin as he walks off in the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to have it in mind, given that very shot is referenced in the opening to Vigilantes. So
yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's all connected, man.
Yeah. So yeah, Tojima has had his faith in becoming a Kamen Rider rocked. Where will this lead him in? Everyone in the world will join Shocker. That's next week's episode.
It was a nice contrast that that's the ending in comparison to the guy he saved in one of the prior episodes. Kind of going like, yeah, getting drunker at the ramen stand. And it's like, I really wanted to become a Kamen Rider. Your man's like, okay, man, like you do you. I guess that's something to achieve because they're like two dudes in like their 40s. So he's he's a little suspect. And then by the end of it, so is our hero. Yeah.
Yeah, I really do like switching this stuff around and having the last week's episode. The last two episodes before this, because I think it does benefit having seeing Spider-Man's personality shift before we see the true evil of Batman.
Yeah, you can't understand why he's like the odd monster man out in the organization, such as it exists.
Yeah, so far the organization is supposed to be two people. I think they eventually
again,
have more of them.
Maybe they do, but it's like for you say like what do they think that they're doing? Again, brainwashing can work on monster men probably as well, so they don't even know why.
Yes, yeah, because we know that they were going to turn the sister into a monster, and presumably, and we get the sense from once you're turned into a monster, you then cease understanding what humans are like, unless just Spider-Man was very introverted before he was turned into a monster. Also a possibility.
I mean, he's a spider. That would be one of the more introverted animals, I think, right?
Yes.
Very solitary things. Yeah.
Real homebody, yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned the Master character. It turned out his name is not John Lee, it is Johnsley. For strange. Johnsley, yes. So in the manga, you know the end bit where they're in those ruins fighting in the anime?
Well, I can know that they choose maybe like you gotta go to at the top 10 of like the underground like super duper secret fighting league where all the real fighters are. But they only got like halfway through that. We had to put here's it's kind of like Necro from Street Fighter 3 turning back. He's kind of final boss now. You don't see the rest of them. That's it.
Okay.
I mean that arc goes on so long in the Air Master manga that his art style changes over the length of the arc.
Like Iggy.
Yeah.
And it has to do like even though they're just in a ruined building, it occasionally has to do the One Piece. Here's where everybody is map. What floor they're on.
Just catch you up.
Yeah, I don't know whether we'll see him again this series, but obviously, yeah, it felt like he's there to say you could fight them if you develop your martial arts into weird superhuman levels of martial arts. It is a possibility in this world.
You could learn to make onion ramen. And I still haven't done it. I got the fucking recipe ready to go. I just haven't had the time to caramelize onions. So that's the problem. Yeah. We'll see.
But Pancake Tuesday is coming, so you probably gotta maybe do something for that day. You can take some to one side and see if you can just dunk it in the soup. Yeah.
Then we got Trigun Stargaze, Memento Mori, episode 15.
This was an interesting one to kind of watch. It was just like they feel like this was like this took like the most part of a volume of TRIGUN Maximum now. And it's like, oh, they really compacted a lot of things down and kind of really kind of edit things away. I just like Wolfwood was like more involved in this at this stage, and it's kind of he's got like a whole bit of that's kind of sheared out. It is about like him like getting into this like drawn out battle with shooting a dude who like is seemingly like immortal. So it takes up a lot of chapters him trying to shoot this guy to pieces. So without that, I suppose it actually flows quite quickly. But it's the same kind of setup though, where like home the kind of the Connor ship or like the people are like Brad and Weed and everyone holding it down has been taken over by sinister like mannequins and marionettes.
Did we open with the flashback to that guy as a kid and how he fell in with knives? Where he's just like he was a child who wished to be king, and he's like, that guy just murdered a bunch of people. I'm hooking my trailer up to this guy. He knows where it's at. And,
you seem to be like a little creep to like enjoy creepy marionettes and puppets and like kind of fucking around with people. It's fun saying knives are so cool. It's fun slaughtering people because he can just do it, man. He's the one like controlling he's over life and dead people in the palm of his hand. I love that. So that little boy grew up to be kind of a crotchety like old dude with like it's kind of like it's more like a chopped mustache. That's what I'm going for. It's not quite as like kind of the perfect square that Hitler had, but it's kind of more. It's in that style, like a very narrow, brushy one.
I think it's because he has a long face. He's getting away with it, basically. Yeah. But he's got a lot of puppetry things going on, and it's initially we have the kind of cutting back to our reporters and guy with a giant crucifix on his back in the desert investigating the scene of the crime. By which I mean the pod that landed were
Jessica was in.
Jessica came out of and so they can catch up on the plot later on, kind of thing. But it's Jessica and Vash coming across the now crashed into the desert part of home, I think.
Well, they're always like in a big ship all the time, and
but currently it's like poking out of the sand. So yeah.
It always was like basically it was kind of like perched over like a precipice. Doesn't matter how it goes. Like I want to know what it is. It's like going on there isn't taken over. Like and it's just they're investigating. It's creepy. It's spooky. It's like shit. Where's everybody gone to? It's freaking me out. Then a pile atop of like the kind of like going down into depths of it, and it's like still like people former like space colonists there all in cryogenic pods. Some of which have been kind of dumped out and kind of put in a big pile in the middle of this huge chamber. Who's on top of that chamber? Oh my God, it's Knives. It's like, what are you doing here for? And saying, yes, it's me, and I've got your little friend here, right here. It's like, oh, Vash, get away. It's like, yes, it's me. I'm totally
I'll
not
kill
evil.
world colonist until you bend to my will. And it turns out it's not actually Knives. It is a robot Selectrum, like a little marionette robot guy.
Robot puppet. Yeah.
There are so many fucking robot puppets in this, and they use them to like a really good effect. Like I really enjoy the kind of nearly like zombie swarming they tend to do with these things, and it works really well in the CG. It's a kind of action that would be really expensive to do if you weren't using the same puppet model over and over, but like doing really interesting camera work with and choreography with it.
Yeah. So he's using them alternately to like they can. Press a hologram to kind of, don't shoot me, I'm a real person. Psych, I'm a fucking robot puppet mannequin. It's also because the robot puppet people, it means, you're going to send like 1 million puppets at me. Well, this is like very time because Vash doesn't never shoots to kill. It seems just like go nuts on a bunch of robots, like with a 6-shot revolver, not even like his good one that he keeps hanging around with him. He's just like going bam, 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 and fun. Six more. And doing cool trick shots and massive, and it's just fun jumping around the room, like the room that the gravity goes in the room, like at one point, and they're all floating around, and he's going around there.
Jessica to alter the gravity to really low and really high at various points, so to give himself like a tactical advantage against this fucking prick and his too many robots.
Yeah, it's when they're floating the gav, he's able to ensnare him in like the actual strings of it, and then max gravity, roll, slam down to the ground. But he has the fucking willpower. No, like the false armor's falling off at this stage. He tries to get up before he's got enough one to kind of raise and just fire a shot to take out like the. I said the little ball, like the kind of the puppeteer's like kind of controller.
The strings seem to be coming from the ball to control the robots, but the way he's moving them earlier, it looks like Fushigi balls or something like that. Like he's just kind of doing the.
Oh, he's doing like the contact juggling all over the hands. You know, it's like he's got a David Bowie back there with a false arm. It's like, whoa, dude, look at this, look what I can do.
Yeah, and it's he kind of defeats him, but it's also what also defeats him is the fact that our intrepid reporters and Wolfwood have fallen on a gantry onto him, like from the high gravity. They were there. They just arrived to fall on him, which I was just like, that's funny because he was like basically dead to rights up until that point anyway.
And it's got like Leonov, the puppet master, formerly like, no, hey, I know you that kid Emilio, the kid the puppet, like I remember who you were. And it says, you remember who I am? So it's like it's been like fucking like I remember decades.
Like he thought no one remembered who he was, but like Vash did know you by your name and recognize you even when you're an old man now. So yeah, you're not forgotten or anything. Which is interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we've gotten like the gang back together that's inadvertent here. This is great. How's everybody getting on? How's your life been? And that's like nice, you know. And like I Mero's getting like, you know, oh, I'm professional reporter, but he's getting a bit choked up. This one say it's Vash, it's you, you're real. We've been looking for you everywhere. You're alive.
It's a combination of I've been looking for you. I know what trauma you've been through, but also I'm here on official capacity as reporter. Here's my business card, and then we got Millie kind of going like, "Hello, we've not met, but I am also a reporter." So it's like it's a weird like thing of emotional and awkward at the same time, which I was like, that's a good fun way to end it because it's been fairly serious up to this point. There's a couple of jokes in there, but yeah, mostly at Wolfwood's expense, to be fair.
Now we got him back in. It's like, we get up to hijinks with this gang again, and I'll see like, I kind of see what else they're going to compare to that. I think probably could and maybe kind of should, just for the sake of like having it be a nice, concise, complete thing, do the run of this to the story out there. Like, no, I kind of the I think there's a lot of cool stuff in the kind of the story that's in there that could kind of got put in, but like, no, they're going to put in what's kind of like what bits of work, what they can kind of like put together.
Yeah.
Like everything does feel like, you know, geez, if we're flying through this now, and again, like I was saying before, they don't know about like the ships coming like from Earth until like way a little bit after this, like even pointing this to us. No, they kind of know right now. It's putting like this like this clock on the whole thing, so it keeps it moving forward.
And it changes like a lot of the motivation and stuff. When Meryl's checking out the pod with the security guys, the guy's like, wow, I guess this is going to put me out of a job, but that spaceship is coming to save us all, so I guess I don't have to be too worried about this pod.
Yeah, like, they kind of have like we're pretty cool about things now. It's like, oh yeah,
if we don't solve this mysterious pod in the next 6 months, who cares? We're all getting saved. We're all going to space, lads. Hey, yeah. It changes a lot of the other characters' motivation, the kind of mood of it, which is interesting. Yeah.
Vash also hasn't like gotten like the coat and the haircut back again yet. So this again, we'll keep the whole episode. No, like no, just him with the red bed sheet. That's kind of with the Kurt Cobain haircut. It's like that kind of actually goes. It seems it's him rock this for a little bit. But would it be like Surf Dracula when it's like the whole series now? Only last episode he puts the coat back on, gets the haircut. They can fight knives. It's all about getting the coat back. But I think he got all the stuff from the whole more like the Crash kind of people in the comic too. So I guess like, oh, everybody's fine. Here's a new gun. Here's a new coat. Here's a new shades. Here's a new haircut. We'll get you all sorted out.
Then we've got Digimon.
Beatbreak.
That's my brain just wants to say breakbeat for this week for some reason. Episode 16, Where I Belong, in which we get 2 tragic backstories for the price of one.
One's on a different scale, but it's still like, no, I get where you're coming from, person. But at least my family weren't killed in an airstrike on a refugee camp.
Yeah, but her family did abandon her, which is like it's a listen. We're not comparing traumas here. They both suck, is what I'm trying to say.
We're both stuck in fucking Siberia, wherever the hell this is.
Because
That's the important thing. Yeah.
teleported here by a digital moose.
Yeah, there's a guy using his Digimon. It's Moosemon, right? It's just
Moosemon,
Moosemon.
yes.
Okay, I was like,
Clearly a
surely
deer
that's
or
not
an elk,
correct.
but whatever.
He's just like ripping off like ATMs and shit. Like he's doing very like basic.
He's
Like I'm
robbing
just
jewelry
stealing
stores. Robbing
jewelry.
jewelry.
Yes,
Yeah.
I knew he was getting some deposit box type situation, but and
use the antlers to scoop up the jewelry.
it hadn't occurred to me before that the it's unusual that a champion Digimon can open up a hole in the fucking world, and I was like, oh yeah, it has only been champion guys who's been doing it up to this point. Yeah, I hadn't really, or sorry, not champion, whatever was the higher guy above champion. I've forgotten how it works.
I don't know. Like, Punisher can't like Murasame man like do that. He's like champion level, or maybe he's like a really good one.
Yeah, see, I think he's on the rarer fucking end of it as well. Yeah, it's a weird thing, and I was like, yeah, it's always the bigger. It's always when they turn into like the biggest lad that they open the digital world.
Murasame is an ultimate Digimon.
Sorry, he is ultimate. Oh, so the smaller
Yes.
form is actually the champion one, the little Lynx guy. Okay.
Okay.
It's pretty big. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so the moose, like it's that the moose digs a hole in the mirror
It kind
world.
of like rears up and kind of stomps and
Yeah.
kind of cracks like the ground, and the ground
yeah.
like shatters, and you fall through the portal into digital world or into the real world somewhere in frozen north.
Yeah, not in Japan where they started, or yeah, no, it is Japan. It started.
So that goes down, and then they've been interfered with in their attempt to capture this bounty by Luca of Tactics Team 7. And one you know is like both Luca and his Digimon, what's one, Ludomon, and Reina and Wolvermon, Pistymon, they fall through the portal, and then we're stuck together. We've got our differences. We got to survive together to get out of this frozen waste. It's like I slow me down. I work alone.
Well, it's also the thing of like the kid kind of going like, well, maybe this is a great place to die on this frozen mountain. My Digimon can defend, but can't defend against, for example, a moose causing a landslide on top of you, or sorry, a snowdrift on top of you. Yeah.
Well, you couldn't stop my best friend getting blown up in a fucking airstrike. Why'd you save me? Why'd you save me?
Because it was literally just born that second to save him from the airstrike.
It was the air.
Standing here. What?
Yeah, poor Ludamon.
Yes, every day of mine. Like, you know, you live with it.
Yeah, this was the episode where I was like, did the person who wrote this write any Kamen Rider episodes? No, they did not. They wrote Digimon episodes before. But this was like the most Kamen Rider-y that it's felt, particularly after I'd seen the end of the episode and seeing that the next episode is going to examine one of the other members of Tactics Team 7. It feels.
I feel like they're going to flip by partway through.
Yeah,
of course they are.
Yeah, there's a bit in Kamen Rider build, particularly when they introduce like 3 like military style characters who are enemies who then flip to our hero side over the course of the story. I was like, I mean, I'm not complaining because it is Toei. They've got every right to use the formulas they've used elsewhere. It's their formulas.
It bought us this house.
It was kind of as soon as I saw them initially as the 3 characters with good designs, they've unique characterization, their Digimon look like the standard kind of Digimon style. But it was also that. Yeah, the other older Digimon things, like there was like, I think there was at least 6 in the cast. Like they always had like a really big cast of humans and then Digimon, which is like makes it 12, I guess. But in this case, it was like, oh, we just got the 3 kids. It's like, nope, here's 3 more kids. I was like, here we go.
And there was always like, you know, like kind of a tough or loner or sort of bad outsider kid and or Digimon who were like, no, yes, I'm not the rival. I'm not like you. But by power of friendship and by examining and accepting your past trauma, you will be invited on to join the good guys.
Yeah,
just like all those Super Sentai series that do exactly that.
There's always a white ranger, there's always like a black ranger, or like, you know, a gold ranger or something like that. For they're a special one. They don't officially. Well, that's kind of a different spread actually, because they're usually like the mysterious person who doesn't hang in the background.
They can be mysterious, or they can be a weirdo. or they can have got their powers in a completely different manner to everybody else. There's like a wider variation they've done on Super Sentai. Well, they've had to, because there's been like however 40 plus years of it. So
Yeah, sure.
Or the initially evil Pretty-Cure who will then become good.
I mean,
isn't that the premise of like original Kamen Rider? Like Nazis made him to be an evil cyborg, and he was like, "Fuck no!" I'm like, he flips immediately.
Yes.
Like that's so. Yeah, it's been there the whole time.
Forgot to brainwash me. Which I guess is mirrored with our Shock and Combat Man lad who they forgot to brainwash. So as you said, we see his past, which involved being in a refugee camp which got bombed. His egg turned into a Digimon which managed to save himself but not his best friend, and he has survivor's guilt. And he has to deal with.
And I thought it was kind of interesting. Like Ludomon's been fairly quiet, and I was just like, "Oh, that's like the aspect of him because he doesn't talk much, so his Digimon's nearly fucking mute, basically." In terms of it's him going like, "Sorry," like those gritted teeth on it now makes me go like, "Sorry, I couldn't save your friend. Sorry." You know.
I was just standing there.
And he has to deal with Rika's unlistening enthusiasm particularly when they're building the fire, where he's going, "No, you have to use this sort of wood, not that sort of wood."
Yes, you dry wood, not wood straight off the tree, because it'll be too smoky because of all the sap.
I'm sorry. I'm putting it up, but like I know how to make kind of bread like very real quickly on the fire.
Bread, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I collected all this wood, so I'm going to burn it." And then he's like, "See, told you."
I didn't like like their teammates from back in the real world is like, or from back home rather, which are ball in the real world, is like, because the other two come by and have fun. What's this shitty fucking kick bar? Oh, I guess our teammate isn't here. And they're talking about Reina too. And saying, yeah, Reina's like kind of like that kind of distant because basically her parents like died or died in an accident or were taken away, and they're left to the rest of the family.
Implied to be criminals, yeah.
And they're like, oh, we don't want her. No, we kind of seen this before. It's like, oh, that kid, no, she's like the black sheep of the family. We don't want them. And she's kind of this. I'll show them. I'll fucking show them mine. So as soon as she found out about you could be a Digimon bounty hunter, she got straight into that business and hopped around teams. And they say like they're kind of like forceful enthusiasm. This is kind of her trying to show her usefulness because she's had to do this a lot to try and get by. So.
And it's also the thing of like, instead of joining a paramilitary organization as a small child, she's joined up with a pseudo family as a small child, which is good for her because her family abandoned her. So she's coming from a better place, like, so again, more positive attitude about the situation. Yeah.
From the point of storytelling about the Digimon is by taking Gekomon out of the story, Wolvermon gets to do something this episode.
Yeah, that's nice. Good.
It gets kind of like loose and funky when Moosemon like turns up in the middle of a blizzard and you got to evade it, lead it into a forest, and they're doing some kind of cool stuff. You got a plan to kind of basically keep pushing at it until we can like force it to like use that same warp gate move to get out of here. So this guy basically got to beat him up, but not like completely
not knock it out. Because we do need to get out of this. We are somewhere cold, and I don't know where it is, but it's bad. Basically, we need to get the fuck out of here. Possibly a mountain.
Wolfman just is shooting like the flamethrowers and like missiles with bullets. I'm just gonna fun punch the shit out of you until you say uncle.
That fucking shit of Wolverman like retracting the metal fingers just so it's got like big old like punching piston things. I was like, oh, that's my jam, man. That's good.
I appreciate too. Didn't forget we got a Digimon that has flamethrowers for arms. You can use her to light the fireplace in the cabin. It's like, of course, yes, please. Like
it was also the one cabin they found on the mountain was your man's base where he was hiding all the jewels and everything under the floorboards to retire in wealth. So the moose is pretty mad about that.
Yeah.
But they get the moose. They get back to the digital world. Yeah. It likes.
What two places do I know? Here.
Yeah. But yeah, they get to go back to the digital world, which means they get to go back to Japan through the door they came in, basically. And even though they didn't catch the moose, the tactics team are very happy that they found a big pile of gold. It's like, wow, that's way better than a moose. Good job, kid. You're getting full marks on this this mission. And he's just like, no, I learned about friendship and shit. Well, he doesn't because he's a very quiet child, but you can tell he's like thinking, we're the baddies kind of thing. Yeah.
That's a fact again.
And yes, we'll learn about some other childhood trauma next week, no doubt.
That's what Digimon was built on, after all.
That's true. Yes,
that's true.
Next on the list is Hell's Paradise, episode 16, Immutability and Change.
This is kind of like a little bit of a transitional, like we're going to fill in some of the gaps here episode here, because we're kind of taking a minute here to kind of plot next steps. We have, we've kind of joined together two different like groups from the other side of the island. It's like, all right.
A lot of people's motivation has changed. Like your man, the doctor samurai guy is kind of letting the legless monster dude go. He's like, I wanted to dissect you, but since my what was it, like his family member, his best friend, I can't remember which way he put it. Since he died, I don't feel like dissecting a living guy. Off you go, scoot, scoot. I kind of like that his motivations changed.
However, you may, like one half flower mortal girl, like no, you better phone lay out what the fuck is going on, because we know you're like in tight with these people. So this goes, it's like, but I can't talk real good upon saying, don't worry about it. I'm used to interpreting stuff that's fucking laying on me. I'll put it together. All right. That's like did against like Gabby Mara was outside Blessed Light and said, okay, that's what gotta get the fucking like the tower, the key phone, like gotta get used to it. So what you want the phone come from me phone saying, it's like what's the phone come for you? So it's like fun flying dragon, but it's like, oh, I'm fucking gonna do this now. No store, just gonna from bare hands, just gonna go for you, man.
He's more annoyed that it's just like, so you just need me to train. You think I'm not fucking good enough for any other shit. Like he hands the disgraced samurai guy is like, here, you have my fucking sword. He wants you to go at him as well because you're the one who wants to kill him most next to me because I'm insulted by him now. So yeah,
and he's kept like a feel for it too. It's like what's it like? You kind of like watching.
It's like if you use too much of your internal Tao, it kind of burns you up, kind of thing. Not the way he sets himself on fire, but like figuratively. So it's like, okay, so I'm just going to feel their Tao and know when to dodge, like close my eyes and just like get a sense of it. Also, Tao's everywhere, man. It's in the air, it's in the rocks. It's like I can just use the Tao around me to like push people back. And it's like, I could use their own fucking Tao against them because they got a shitload of it. And he's like, okay, I'm learning shit.
Yeah, because they've also been training at it for like hundreds of years. So they're way better at us than we are. So
to use their strength against them makes more sense than to try and get stronger than them when they've been at it for a while. Yeah,
he's getting used to it now, and that's when also one told me. It's just like admits it's just like, look, I fucking like I hate you and want to kill you, but I gotta admit, fucking Raging Dragon, then that you're way better at fighting than I am. Like, you're right back there. If I said, oh, like, you want to train me, do you? Well, like, I don't know. I haven't got, I don't quite trust you yet. I don't think, like, you got the motivation for it. Like, and then to kind of prove this one, I'm just going to cut off all my kind of long, lovely locks right here because.
Because he kept calling him, like,
a pretty boy here.
Yeah, or something like that. Like, his nicknames for everyone because he couldn't be arsed remembering people's names. But it's just like, I'll cut off my hair now. Yeah. That's proof of my resolve.
He's got a little kind of bandage across the nose as well, and he peels off the end of the episode. Oh, you got a little scar right there, but that's all I wanted. That's it. Like, he's got a kind of mark on his lovely face as well. It's like, well, now you've been in a real fight. Now you fucking are ready to be a real fighter.
And again, it's kind of in comparison to his brother, who is covered in scars. So yeah, he's actually.
He's going to get a few more because he runs into one of the tents then, as like actually been done, like, mopping up a bunch of the smaller ones, since Rien. It's just like, whoa, hey, you should be dead, but you're kind of have a weird kind of funky mix of like, like tents and human right now. Like, I want to look at you closer, like Chobie that goes to town, turns into full Super Monster Man mode and demolishes it. But that was only my double. I've got like a million of me, like doubles right here, like in all. I
appreciated him like going like that was a clone. I was like all these other guys that I'm gonna like gank you with now.
Also, check it out. Sha, like key blast right into your chest.
to knock him out, because it's like, I do want to experiment on you. Like he does applaud him, going like, "You're pretty cool. Like I gotta see what makes you tick, because we are trying to figure out proper immortality, not the kind we got going currently."
And we get all the kind of story for them. You've got like the doc talking to May and getting the toy up of her, and then Chobe waking up like on top of a bed, and Rian, who was
tied
in the male
to the bed
form,
frame.
in the male form, and now shifted into female form, and saying, "Okay, let me tell you what's going on in the science of the Astro Dynasty." Whoop. So like we're here we're experimenting, examining like Tao, the nature of angel at that. Very important of that is JUJUTSU, which is we're gonna fuck and exchange energy, and by doing so strengthen each other. It's like okay, before you do it, so you got to tell me what's going on right here.
I did like the way that then she put it to him as like, "And I'll do whatever you want," and he's like, "Okay, answer me the questions about this fucked up island." And she's like, "Absolutely, as long as I get to straddle you." So we're getting halfway, a doctor explaining it and a fucking weird plant woman explaining it. Yeah.
So 1,000 years ago, the fun head doctor to the emperor, or the fun the Jin dynasty, he like went off to
he was given like 100 healthy children from good families and like 100 like researchers or something, and he fucked off to an island and met all this fucking nonsense. Basically, it's all this guy's fault.
He's crafted all. He's been examining it and trying to get the essence. If Taoism, if Tao is everything in nature, okay, anything in nature, and if you can manipulate Tao, you can create like anything you want, up to and including life. So that's what he's done right here. All things you see here are experiments. All the tree people, they're all like the little the peasants. The kind of larger monster guys, they're like the ones who were like
spliced and stuff. Yeah.
Kind of like trying to bridge them down, and then like up top you got Tencent, who are like they're half plant and half human, so they kind of switch between male and human. So you got male and female like kind of energy, so they can naturally be masters of this. And they've been spending all this time, and they're trying to make an elixir of life. It's like, oh, it just exists. There's like a whole like discipline towards that, but it's imperfect. You can like distill human life into it.
The first two ones were May and their purple-haired guy, currently a girl, who they were the first two successful ones. But his version of experimentation was like, we'll take some humans and we'll take the Tao from them, and basically whatever years I get out of them adds years to my life, which is good for me. And she's like, hey, that's kind of fucked up. So he attacked her in a way that kind of, I suppose, like crippled her ability to function the same way she does. And I think the other versions, the other flower people, are like offcuts of him, which he's obviously regrown, because that seems to be the implication. Like there were only two originally, but he's got loads of guys and she's got no one. And I was like, oh, because he's been making cuttings of himself. Gross, but yeah.
So it makes it kind of weird. Like, oh, they're all like fun fucking up in there because like they're related, but like, the plants know the difference. Who knows? Like, it's weird. It's just like, oh, so that's your plan. You want to turn everybody in the island into this like elixir life, because it's imperfect now, because it'll like if you take from the 10 that they have, it'll add more use. Like it's kind of like taking the life of somebody, adding it onto your own, but there's no like full immortality that'll last you like one dose and then you're immortal forever. But saying no, we're not turning everybody on the island into town at all. Nope, we've got ships loaded with the stuff. We're going to invade the mainland. We're going to turn everybody in the mainland into
everybody in the world's immortal now. Hooray!
No, made into immortality like juice to keep this thing going. So
well, if they're part of me, then that works out. So yeah.
It's kind of a reminder too, like it's just how their thing could be so infectious, because like they were spreading it around like in spores and gases and things when they came to the island. Like, basically everything on the island was fucking poisonous that would turn you like into flowers, and then after that, then a plant. It's just like kind of like the whole scale of things kind of beautiful, and saying, no, not the island. I mean, we're going to take over like Japan and probably then the rest of the world. We're going to turn everybody into elixir of life now. It's like, oh, the stakes are on top. She's heading to Chobe is just like, then, what do I do with it? Okay, better play along, better go along with this, because I get stronger by learning their secrets about that. So I'll do the sex jutsu with you, but I'm going to be on top. I hate being on the bottom.
I enjoyed like the thing of it. If it just being like, it's like, okay, you can join up with us because you're essential to the plan. You're one of the keys to my experimentations. And he's like, I can't beat her. And it's like, I just need to close my eyes and think of England, or rather my brother, as I have sex with this lady, because it's just weird, man. It's a weird show sometimes. Because he's thinking of his brother's like, no, I need to save my brother. I need to stay alive. And it's just like, all right, weird thing to think of as you're disrobing yourself. But okay, dude, whatever floats your boat.
It's about survival. He'll do whatever he
Yeah.
has to survive. So
yeah,
and then poor old Hoko, he sacrifices his life because May can't fully recover from her expending energy before. So it's like, oh, you reminded me of my daughter. I used to have a daughter before I was about to just like
before she turned into a tree.
For I was
And he's like, I
I
just
do the same for
pretended you
me.
were my daughter because, and I feel bad about that. And she's like, you were like a dad to me. So, like, thanks, basically. And he fixes her. She turns back into a little girl, to which our big muscly guy is like, no, I wanted you to be like a lady with boobies who'd sit on my shoulders. No. That's his motivation. But I guess.
Okay, everybody, we got a plan coming together right here. So we're like, wait, what's that? On the other side of the island, we have an army of ninja, and some more of the samurai executioners have landed, and it's just like, oh, they're here and they mean business. So we can't probably deal with them. So we got another faction's been introduced to cause chaos. Like, oh, we just got everybody regrouped. Now we got another faction coming in to upset the balance and stuff.
To mess up the new plan that we have. Yeah.
Which is good though. I like that kind of came along in the comics. It's like, oh, this you can't get evil now. Now we got another thing to upset you. So more a little period of calm right here. We're getting reintroduced to the whole scenario, and now the whole stakes have been revealed. So now it's just going to be a long fucking battle. We've won, winnow down these cast of characters before we get to the end. You would think. And there's a bit of violence, a bit of a bloodbath. I guess we'll get quite bloody. But I think there's a lot more heart to this thing than is initially apparent. And we'll see how much of it. Probably will need another series again. I don't know. Is it going to run on or going to take a break and then finish it off? But there is a good length to go in. But we're kind of getting into there'll be a point here where once we get on this roller coaster, it isn't going to stop.
Okay.
So we're kind of getting to that, or getting to that. But it's probably a whole section I'm forgetting the comic now myself right now, and it'll be kind of covering this, I'd say. But we'll see what happens. I remember being one pretty long, just one sprint to the end, getting through all of these guys.
Okay.
Then we've got You and I Are Polar Opposites, episode 3, Cute and Cool, in which we go, hey up, it's Kiichihara doing the storyboards. Dragged him back into anime.
Good.
In which this feels like it feels a bit like two of the friends introduced in the early chapters aren't good enough characters, so we've introduced two more here and a third stealth introduced.
And it kind of works because they're not the happy kids. Like one of them is kind of like, your brother's hot. I want to is he got a girlfriend? And she's like, stay the fuck away from my brother. I do not like my brother. I do not care if he has a girlfriend. Don't do it. And the other guy's like, why don't chicks like me? Chicks only like the tier listing that I've made in my head, which he very quickly realizes, oh, this is just in my head. None of that shit matters, and no one fucking thinks like this.
Yeah, he seems obsessed with forming a rational model of school inside his head.
There's social worth and levels in school, and it's just like, no, man. And he nearly comes across as an incel, but he keeps being nice in the most gloomy way possible, basically.
Yes, that's the thing. We should say it's not.
Well,
he's
aware.
He's not. He's
not bemoaning his chickless existence. He is bemoaning.
It's just that it affects his model in his head that he's annoyed by it. Basically,
is that he can't. People are behaving in a way that is illogical to him. That's what's making him gloomy.
What's this thing humans call love?
Yes. So this is...
He confronts her, when he finds out early on where they all say, oh yeah, they're going out. And he's like, what the fucking... He's not even on my fucking tier list because I don't know where to fucking put him because he doesn't say anything in class.
So this is...
he confronts her at the... even confronting her at the soda machine kind of thing. He's kind of like, why him? And it's like, are you saying why not me? It's like, no, that's not it. It's like, I just don't fucking understand. Please explain it to me.
Yeah. So that's Tyra.
She explains as much as she can to embarrass herself, and then she's like, I'm going to need a few hours because I've just admitted something deeply personal to you, so I need to calm the fuck down a little.
And Azuma is the other character who has terrible luck with boyfriends who immediately has explained that she's complaining that all her boyfriends end up committing crimes because she's attracted to bad boys. Her latest boyfriend is currently in juvenile detention.
Yeah, give me this card. It's like, looks up and it's like 1,000-yard stare and saying the last one. Oh, it was a real piece of work. It's just like this, getting these fucking PTSD flashbacks to the last lead.
And it's not just that these two are introduced randomly as separate characters. We also established that the pair of them went to middle school together, so these are also close friends previously. Whereas I think everybody else so far are like friends. No, so apparently Yamada, the noisy boy, Suzuki's known since middle school, but the other two girls are new friends since entering high school. And then the third character who we briefly get introduced to is the other librarian.
Yeah.
She will be an ongoing character as well. Because I guess she does get enough of a character design and enough of hang on, why is that boy staring at the spines of my books moment as he's staring at the spines of her books, because she's reading books about how to be better at conversations.
Not how to win friends and influence people, just literally like topics of conversation.
How
like
talk with person.
Yes, which is also because this is the episode where we now start getting lots of internal monologue from Tanny as well.
Actually that is nice. It's all very like him trying to logically figure out things, because one of the problems is that the girls are talking about how there's something hot about bad boys. You gotta admit, she's remembering like her favorite idol who's got a little bit of a bad streak, and he's like, you shouldn't say that in front of your boyfriend. And he's like, no, it's cool. It's fine. It doesn't bug me. It does bug him because he's not a bad boy. Yes. He's not tough at all. He nearly got suffocated by his cat one morning because it sat on his fucking face.
But then he's interpreting that as a dream where a giant Suzuki is sitting on top of him.
Not a sex thing. It's just like
but it's also because of she keeps on calling people adorable, and so he can't figure out what she means by that, because she's like, well, you're adorable, that teacher's bike's adorable, all these things are adorable.
The cat is cats. Listen, I understand.
You mean endearing? Oh, endearing. I was like, staff one, endearing, adorable. It's all the same to me. Upon saying, but yes, but also no. You can see how somebody could have, like me, can get hung up on that.
Yes, I do like how his blushing is just his ears turn red compared to her blushing, which is like a kettle boiling.
It's very subtle. Like a kettle boiling and a total body transformation at several points, basically. Because the way he says, like, I need to tell you that you're cute, and he does this by grabbing both sides of her face like he would a cute cat.
Yes,
and it's like, that's the right way to. Now I understand how to do this, and that. Like, basically, she's glowing like a nightlight for the entire fucking thing at the end of that. But yeah.
We also get more mention of this, what's his name? Yamada's mate, Gappacho.
He's like Gene's friend Ken.
I don't know what that is, but when one of the teachers shows up on the electric bike, which she thinks is adorable because his bike is so small, we do get the breakdown of his name, and I was like, is this like he's naming characters that he's named them weird fucking things, and it's like, is that it? Like he's just taken several syllables from someone's name and
this is what the kids would do to their teachers, because you wanted nicknames for your teachers. So this is where they came from.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he's named someone Gappacho, but none of the other characters know who the fuck he's talking about, because that's his nickname for someone.
Yes, I think my understanding is that Gappacho is like one of Kramer's friends in Seinfeld who we never see.
Okay, excellent.
Mike Sokanosa. Or like
Bill Sacamano. I think that's
Bill Sacamano. That's it. Yeah.
It's light and fluffy. The animation's not quite as dazzling as it was the first two episodes, but it's a fun way to spend half an hour.
It's still got like a lot of the hallmark jokes, like when she realizes she's insulted her boyfriend, she has to run to the top of class to apologize. I think I understand why her run is so slow. It's more bounce than forward momentum, and I think that's what's really slowing her down.
They're still making fun of that in the end credit sequence. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I guess like it's just like to go with the beat of the song and the pace of the song. But
Yeah.
no, she's doing her run, but it's super slow. Like all the scene changes around her. Like
Yeah, the world
graceful,
goes by
perhaps?
while she's sprinting, essentially. Yeah.
You've not had the teacher yet. Isn't this the show that's cast the that producer?
Ken
who's in that
Koba Sensei.
Yeah, that music
Yeah.
video that I play.
or
Because we
other
get a
dude,
lot of
no,
like
no,
the
Ken
early
Koba was
morning
in
stuff,
Jujutsu
and then them
Kaisen.
leaving to go home, but we don't get the actual day of school for the most part, which makes sense. Like that's where they get most of their socializing in. But yeah, that's also the bit where she's like, she wants to walk home with him, but he has to do library duty, and she's like, I guess I'll go check out this reading stuff that I've heard so much about. And even then, kind of nice moments where he's like, "Oh, you want to hang around me more? That's good." It's like, "Do you mind waiting until the end?" And the fact that he's asked her, and she's like, yeah, that's great." And that's where we get him reading the spine of the books from the girl, like, I should learn how to talk to people. Yes,
That's
this
the
is a
reason
good
he's thinking
idea.
that is, well, first of all, he's been discovered that he's been searching how to have conversations with girls on his phone by her, but earlier in the
Yeah.
That's
episode.
true. Yeah.
But also, he's realised when he's talking to her in the library, he realises, oh, I don't think she understood what I meant when I said that. I'm going to go over now and clarify it. That's when he goes, we'll be done by 5. You can hang out here and we can walk home together. And then
If you would hang out, I would appreciate. Like it was the thing of it's what he said was could be interpreted as a brush off, which is how she interpreted it as like you don't have, you can go home, like you don't need to hang around here. It's like, oh, he doesn't want me to hang around here. It's like, no, I was saying like, okay, like, and again that kind of ties into the him misinterpreting the being called kawaii or cute or like it's just like, oh, so there's multiple ways to interpret things. I don't have to be so literal all the fucking time.
yes, because she's also in her head of like, oh, he doesn't expect to see me in the library because he doesn't think I can read, which then gets played out when she's got the book with her friends and they're like, they make the same joke at
What
her.
manga are you reading?
Yes,
No, it's a book.
it's a real book. I might read more. It's a series.
And the nice thing at the end where she's saying is like, I'd like to read, like, if you could recommend me books you like, and even if I don't like them, I'll know more about you, and I'll see things and be like, oh, that'll be a thing you like because I want to know you better. And yeah, it's all really nice, all very cute, all very early relationship stuff, but. And it's I love that as a premise of a thing. The ending isn't, and then they get together. No, the startup is they get together. That's where all the interesting stuff happens afterwards. Yeah.
It's not like a 1-to-1, but it's of the feel of it, and also just like the expression of the animation too. It's like, oh, this is like kind of very neatly slotted into where my dress up darling. It's just as charming as that. It's like, oh, it's like an outgoing girl trying to like, oh, well, she's already with the kind of more reserved guy. And seeing that, but it's like, yeah, we'll have more. That is doing the thing. Saying, oh, they're going to get together, or will they, or won't they? Or it's all about getting to that end, and then that'll be the end of it. Then, really. But it's like, oh yeah, like, well, about this one, and what the effect it's having on the rest of the class? It's like you kind of seeing, oh, these people, like, you know, they're friends, and who become closer friends, who become even closer friends than that. So we'll see.
Like the other boys are hanging out with and talking with him more because he's now in the friend group by association.
And then her going, why is he hanging out with them? I'm funnier than them.
Yeah, because he's smiling at the thought that, because you understand, like, hey, your girlfriend was talking to me about you, and that the fact that she thinks about you outside of it, and he's like, why the fuck did you tell him that? Like, that'd be nicer to hear from him. It's like, no, it's cool to hear that other people are talking, saying nice things about you behind their back, and he's just like slightly smiling to it, and she's like, why is he laughing at their jokes? I'm fucking way funnier than those two dipshits.
Yes.
It's just
but
like,
also, I like that they're going, well, that's nice of you to tell us, Tyree. So don't tell me in front of my face that you appreciate what I've done. I've just told you people don't like when you do that. They like to hear it from behind, that it happened behind your back.
The nice gloominess. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And then we've got My Hero Academia, Vigilantes Season 2. That's not the episode title, I don't think, is it?
Yeah.
Is it
A
Rational
Man. The next episode is The Man Returns. Is probably what you're thinking.
Yes, you're right. Also, I get what I get confused is the definition bit at the start of the episode. I think that's the title, but it says Team Up. I thought Team Up is the title because it would make more of a sensible title than A Rational Man.
I think the Rational Man in this case is Eraserhead. I feel like probably to some extent, like he's figuring out is like what's the sensible thing to do in this scenario. And he does multiple team ups is the thing he does that's necessary. Yeah.
It's also about like people's impression of him and why he stands out. Like he still works the streets because he still knows where where the people actually need the most help. And because of his attitude, you can't feel like he's a loner. He's not getting away with it, so he's kind of feels like a hard to approach. This looks you down. He's all scary. That's why Koichi avoids him, not just because he's gotten in trouble with him before, not just because he's trying out like a new special move that might be seen as using physical force against anybody else, but it's definitely going to get you in trouble. You're not just like zooming around and crawling walls and like helping old ladies across the street now. This would be actual like throwing a rock at somebody.
Yeah,
you might get in trouble
you're
for
trying
that.
to do projectile attacks, and it's just like sliding and sticking to things is not technically like a crime, but throwing things is definitely a crime. And he's like, but I'm only technically throwing like energy balls, and it's like that doesn't fucking improve it. So again, I think that's the trauma from his mother slapping him so much. Pop manages to make him kind of cow. It's like, okay, I won't use it anymore. Sorry. But yeah, he's going to end up using it because that's how this goes.
There's an octopus villain that's like one swarming around town making a mess. It's just like, oh shit! I'm sorry. I need a real hero on this.
But it's more so like he can get away from the octopus guy. It's like, so he's only big and powerful. He runs about the speed of an average, very large octopus man. But then he starts throwing rocks with his multiple hands, as Pop said. And it's like, okay, this is bad now. I do need a professional help in this scenario.
Razorhead drops in his favorite neighborhood cafe, which is not a cafe. He interrupts like an illicit drug deal with some hair formula.
I mean, it's barely an illicit drug deal because, as they point out, it's like this is used to make thicker wool on sheep to like this bald dude. It's perfectly legal.
Check it out. What's under my brother point saying, yes, I see some life in there. It's like, yes, that's right. This could be you, my friend.
It's the fact though, that
wisps.
Yes, that it's making him grow sheep hair is the worrying thing.
Yeah. It's
like
tiny,
you're half
it's
grasshopper, dude. Should that be going in there?
But yeah, the tiny wisps of white hair that bodies tend to be covered in anyway. The invisible hairs, and the bald guy's like, holy shit, new growth. Like, this is actually impressive. So Razorhead does interrupt but not stop the drug deal for his daily, and as he explains, it's like, it's just my daily cup of joe, man. I just need this to fucking get going.
Yeah, and they make the best coffee in town.
You guys should start a coffee shop. Hint, hint, hint the entire fucking time. That's all he wants them to do. But is it he gets the call, or how does he get involved?
Koichi is like, Koichi for him brings down like the octopus villain upon him. But it's okay, it's a job for a real hero to kind of take it in on this. It's like, oh shit. I bound him up, but it turns out he's not an octopus, but he's got 2 extra arms. He's actually a squid. It seemed very like at first glance. Now he's broken my arm and threw me into a wall.
And then the payoff of him constantly telling people when he thinks it's a squid guy, and then later on you get the name of the guy and it's Octoid. But he's definitely an octopus man.
Well, he's got 8 arms, but and 2 legs. That would make him a squid. It's like, no, 8 arms. Like, that's what he was going for. It's like, okay.
Anyways, it's a rough scene. The Hopper brothers even getting involved on. Geez, where's his kind of our birds? Like we're pretty solid about him, so we better jump in and do some fake rider kicks too. And he's not best pleased to find out like, fucking, you little prick, you can shoot energy balls out of your hand. Okay, look, we'll talk about this later. Can you do another one of those, like, to fund this? He just do it for and saying, oh, if I can, give me a minute, I can shoot a big one at him and might do something right there. So it's like, okay. So we'll lead him off on somewhere like,
go to the Hopper guys,
we gotta
like,
lead him down here.
Like, we can fight where there's not going to be many people. They're like, we know a place. So they're running and getting him to chase him. And Koichi's realizing, wait, if I shoot while running away, like I'm like knocking myself in the direction I'm running. So actually, this is way fucking easier to do a lot of like really fast, not very effective hits, but still. So they go to the old warehouse where. Their big bro Kamen, isn't it, the Mantis guy?
Yeah. Kirihito.
They got a like nickname for him, but he's enjoying high tea, and he's just like a very fancy boy. He's like listening to his fucking podcast, and he's like, this is the life. And he's like, hey guys,
he's really figured out how to like work like a very delicate like porcelain teacup with a massive mantis hand. It's just like yes. So if society will provide for me, I'll just figure it out myself.
Yeah, he's great. when the lads show up to his thing, he's like, "You got to knock, man. This is essentially this is my castle. Like, this is my home, and I'm having a great fucking time." And it's like, all right, I guess. Oh, it's Crawler here as well. It's like the gang's all here. I guess we could all have. And then a giant octopus man smashes at the open door of the thing and his teacup and his pot of tea, and it's like, oh, you motherfucker.
Yes.
So it's
well,
a giant
first of
monster
all,
versus giant monster.
yes.
Well, they're not
First of
giant,
all,
but they're
he
big.
he scolds Crawler for being a bigot first.
That's true. It's like you just assume that I'm a fucking big monster man because you see me and I'm a giant mantis, and it's like that's racist, man. But then an octopus man bursts through his thing, and then he starts fighting a giant octopus man. It's just like justified in this case. I think this is self-defense, as the Hopper brothers point out. We're using these drugs in self-defense, so it's still technically not illegal. Eraserhead cannot.
Yes. Go out to one side and drive one. Wow, those two are really going at it. Like wow, he's kind of octopus man. It's kind of overpowering him. Big bro. He's like he's pretty. He's like he's pretty big, but the claws aren't very sharp. He's not very strong. He's just kind of big, isn't he? Like we should probably help him. Yeah, we probably should do that. Someone say we should probably go in there and help him, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, because the Razorhead's other problem is this guy does not have eyes, so can't use his power on him. So yes, they essentially the brother, they basically get Kamen and Koichi to distract him while they form a giant net of Eraserheads, ribbon slash tape,
super strong bandages.
Things, yeah.
Yes.
He wears them like bandages, and obviously he has his broken arm done up in bandages, but it is like they're super reinforced things because he's only physically capable of so much. But if we catch him in a big net, we've got ourselves an octopus squid man.
Which is great for moments, and then Kamen decides to take a shot at the now tied up octopus man.
It's basically like he's like, yeah, you fucking wrecked my house, and like gives him a little dig, and the octopus man like fucking digs back.
You want to
like,
go?
Fucking right.
You want to go?
That cause, I mean, like, there's been enough damage to the warehouse at this stage. The entire warehouse collapses, and the octopus man just fucking legs it. Yes. Obviously, as soon as he gets free, okay, he's like, it's not my fault. It was the octopus man. I didn't fucking do it. He has an anger streak, understandably, because of the social bigotry that he has to put up with every day, but he really needs to get that in check. Like, so
yeah. And then the octopus man Octoid runs into the Scarred Man,
Scarred Man.
Now the interesting thing is, if you're watching the dub as I did this week and you have the closed captions on, it tells you what his name is.
Oh. Okay.
It's like number 6. It just says number 6 : and then his dialogue. I was like, okay, right. I'm sure that's happened before on Crunchyroll, where the closed captions give away a mystery character's name. Not that number 6 is going to have any sort of meaning. I mean, it barely has any meaning.
The actual killer.
Yeah.
Barely has meaning when it's explained.
No, it wasn't me.
At least because he's fighting Octoid in an alley, it makes the way his face is lit makes a lot more sense in this scene. But his main thing is he beats the shit out of the octopus, and he's like, well, I just needed a little sample from you, and that kind of thing. And the octopus, again, throws a rock at him, giving him a tiny little scar. And he's like, listen, motherfucker, I got this big scar on my face. I put it there to copy my hero. And you put a little fucking scar by a fucking nobody next to it. You're making me look like a prick. Now I'm going to murder you. That's what I'm going to do to you now, octopus man. I'm going to kill you dead. And Koichi's like, oh, watch out, mister.
It's got a scar like that.
Yes. But first of all, he can't kill him dead because he can only use his powers for 5 seconds, and he overdoes it, and basically blood vessels burst in his muscles, and it's quite disgusting. So he's got to wait 5 seconds before he can beat him up again, and at which point that's when Koichi interrupts him.
And it's like, watch out, mister, that octopus is dangerous. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to zip out of here and get out of the scene.
And Koichi's like, I'm sure there was a guy here, which then leads Eraserhead and Takeichi to go, sounds like it's that speed guy who we ran into in Osaka. We're all connected to the crab case.
All these are the crabs.
Because that's why Eraserhead was there in the first place, was to hear if the brothers had heard anything on the street about.
Because they are literally dealing technically legal drugs, but like they're involved in slightly shadiness, so that someone might have come to them with something. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how this joined up everything from the previous episodes into like a nice action sequence that then sort of settles this bit for now.
Besides, like Koichi going to pop at the end of it, going like, "Hey, it's Eraserhead. Hey, Eraserhead." It's just like we're friends now. We're cool. And Eraserhead just fucking glaring him daggers. It's like, you motherfucker. I should probably arrest you, but you were fucking useful on that team up, so I can't quite bring myself to. But the other thing I really liked was the still image for this on the app is Koichi, I think it's Eraserhead, the two brothers and the fucking Mantis Man, and it looks like a half-finished Ninja Turtles like running at the screen kind of thing. It was like, hey, one or two of these things are wrong. It was good, yeah.
Yeah, I always forget the Ninja Turtle influence because that's mainly there with Stain.
Yeah.
But it's definitely there overall. Then we got Golden Kamuy, episode 53, Making a Homeland. Well, I'm afraid, Rotaro,
the king is dead.
You're not going to find the One Piece.
He chose slightly the wrong time to betray everyone. It seemed like the right time. It seemed like exactly the fucking right time. But yeah, not quite.
A surfer under his arm, like trying to escape in the water, using his long locks to like both whip him into you and then like wrap around you and pull you under and drown you. Like a mythical kappa.
Up his hair like a blanket so he can then punch you, kind of thing. But he gets fucked up so goddamn much. Just takes damage and damage and damage.
He's fighting Mori, he's fighting fucking like Kuito and Tsukishima. It's like, everyone is coming from all at once. But he's being like a self-centered piece of shit right now. But he did it like, because Shiraishi, like, hey man, fun, like, why you like what's your dream doing to guy fun? I want to be a king. I want to be a king of a whole country with like like 100 kids. It's fun. And well, my whole family died from disease, so I want to have a family so big that there's no chance that everyone's going to die out, and everyone's going to remember me. Like it's going to be a whole kingdom. Hey, King Botaro, he's a cool dude with a lot of kids. Like, yeah, remember, and it's kind of like these fun Shiraishi. It's kind of like, no, it's rare that Shiraishi gets like a little kind of like kind of sentimental moment with any of the cast. So that's how the guys like, because he's usually being a big piece of shit himself. But
the flashback in the prison was himself, Shiraishi, and what was the guy's name? He was from season 1.
Nihei, the bear hunter.
It was just kind of fun, like having that kind of interaction. It's like, oh yeah, all these guys know each other from prison. You kind of you forget that, but it's nice to see them just interact in that regard.
And they're taking the piss out of his dream because Shiraishi's going, like I'm already a king, the escape king.
And they're pretending to be like, oh yeah, so all the kids would be in school. It's like, hey, you there, little boy. We're like, what is King Botaro? And it's like, and Shiraishi pretending to be the child to go like, he's the king of the country. It's like just taking the piss out of him. So, and which seems like a bad idea because he's literally just come out of solitary confinement for beating the shit out of someone for taking the piss out of him, which is our masked guy who died from one of our guys who died last episode, the shitty guy, the guy who wanted to see everyone disappointed.
Yes, he's saying blade in the ear, blade in the shoulder. They try and drown him in beer.
His hand gets shot, like the gun gets shot out of his hand. I presume his hand is partially shot. Oh God, yeah, he's multiple stab and bullet wounds.
Bullet wounds in the water. Yeah, like he's slipped away, but like up the seventh of.
The way he moved through that water was like a fucking sea monster. It was great. Oh, sorry, the beer. Sorry, because it is a sea of beer. Yeah, he's not getting drunk though. He's holding his breath.
He's a great swimmer in any liquid.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's Nikaido who finally captures a surfer with his chopstick launching hand.
The dude popping in his mind going like, I told you it would come in handy.
But I like that Nikaido is still mad because he's like, Tsurumi, he told me Tsukumoto was dead. He's in there. He's alive.
And he's like, oh, fuck, was he? Well, that's good for you because you get to have your revenge, isn't it? And Tsurumi's just like, turning the lie to his advantage immediately. It took me a second to figure it out what the scene was where your man comes out to give him the report. Where he says something and then he's like, oh, fuck. And then the guy next to him notices, Tsurumi notices, and it's like, he forgot to stay in character as a guy who
Koito, yeah, he didn't.
who he didn't flip into his accent and talk too quickly for everyone to understand in his adornment of Tsurumi, because he doesn't anymore, and everyone has noticed this. And I was like, oh fuck, yeah, that was it was subtle because it's been so long since they actually were in the same room together. I was like, I forgot that was his tick. Yeah.
Then the factory blows up, and Katakura somehow survives
No.
in a miracle. It's like a collapsing factory puts him to bed, tucks him in, and gives him a beer.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh, that's good stuff.
With the Ainu guy going like, no, and then they watch this fucking thing happen, right? Everyone sees it, and they're like, what the fuck?
In the comic, that ends a volume, and it is the greatest, perhaps the greatest end of a volume I've ever read. But I understand why
I think the thing that improves it I think the thing that improves it in the animation here is the soundtrack. You know what I mean? Like that sweeping orchestral kind of thing, and the movement is beautiful as well. Like they did a really good job of representing it. The comic is great as well.
Over that, or someone needs to do it. It's like
yeah.
Joy. Anyways, enough of that levity. We have an escape to make. We've secured the girl. We're going to ride out, split up, and form decoy riders here. We can evade our pursuers. Like, damn, we'll never catch them. We're going to need some kind of vehicle to get us out there. What have we got lying around? It's like Botaro's fucked up. He's found him again. It's like, I've some fun. I know how to drive. I got something we can drive. And out from the factory garage comes the promotional Sapporo beer bottle mobile. Like, wow, these newfangled automobiles or something else. They're gonna make them the bottles now.
And also,
I like the
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, no, go on.
I like the
I was going to say that.
Okay, we've clearly got too much of a time lapse here. Sugimoto
right.
is going, oh, it's fine, Vasily will be covering us. No, Vasily is just doggedly fighting Ogata. That's the only thing on his mind. It's the only thing on Ogata's mind at this point. Is the
They're
pair
like,
of them
oh,
going,
he'll think that I'll do this, but I'll actually do that. And it's like, he'll think that I thought he would do this, but he'll actually do that, which means I'm going to do this.
They're
trying to
noting each other.
Yeah, basically. They're not actually doing any shooting or anything. They're just trying to outthink each other. I like the way Botaro, I can't pronounce his name. Botaro, like initially Sugimoto's about to fucking shoot him dead. Shirishi knocks the gun out, and because he's like, no, we need him to tell us what happened to the Serpa, and he like immediately tells them, which means they could have murdered him then and there. So he's kind of flip sides of, he's the only one who can drive because he met a cool American one time who taught him how to drive, which I've chosen as my picture because it amused me so fucking much. A lot of funny bits in this episode. That was good. But so they're driving a beer-shaped car, a beer bottle-shaped car, to chase Tsurumi and the lads who've disguised themselves as firefighters, like have tied up a bunch of firefighters there to stop the factory fucking exploding more. And yeah, Tsurumi's splitting off into 3 different groups. So you don't know which one has a Serpa because everyone has like a big sack that could be a Serpa. And is it Hijikata's the owl lad? No, I have the wrong fucking name.
Hijikata is he's on horseback chasing after the other horse.
He's trying to chase.
Yeah, he's on horseback. So he goes after the fastest horse, and Sugimoto's like, nah, that's what he wanted to think. She'll be on the main, the pump car that's been pulled by a horse, but they can't shoot the horse because there's a giant fucking pump in the way. But then we get a bunch of like cool action sequence of like jumping onto that, like trying to line up the shots, trying to drive alongside it in a car.
Kakuta is there like on the fence. It's just they're fucking, and then it's just like fun. Hey man, I remember you. It's just like, whoa, Kakuta senpai, what the fuck? They're just like shocked by realizing, oh, we were trying to kill each other. And it's just like, oh yeah, I got remember my job. You can kick Sugimoto off, and they make their escape.
The other horse gets hijacked by Sophia. She appears out of nowhere and back into
the that's just hops off a roof and is like, I'm in the plot now, motherfuckers, which was great. The other, like, again, a lot of subtle despite how big and bold and fucking crazy all this shit is, and murdery and violent and funny, it actually has like a lot of subtlety stuff. Like I like when Hijikata's like chasing them, like when they're about to take the shot, he pulls the bag off one of the horses and puts it in front of it, showing that he would have, if that was a Serpa, he's just like, oh well, good thing that was filled with grain because I was just used the child we need to block a shot
Well,
for me. And I was like, yeah.
I think he's assuming that they wouldn't take the shot if it was a Serpa.
See, I'm not sure. I'm sure like he was just like you. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. But he was willing to put her in the line of fire, is what I'm trying to say. Like that's how much he gives a fuck about her. Not much. Yeah.
Well, I've read the rest.
I know.
He gives a
I think it's
considerable
supposed to
amount of
imply that.
fucks. Yeah.
I think it's to imply that he literally grabs a bag that he thinks is the child he needs and puts her in the line of fire.
I didn't read that at all. I read that I read it
Fair
that
enough.
he was assuming that if it was her that they wouldn't shoot because
okay, fair enough.
She's too important to all of them that none of them can put her at risk.
Well, none of these dudes, because Tsurumi has his hold on all of his subordinates. They would never defy like threat of a man. They wouldn't.
That's true. That's true.
Yes,
because he would skin them alive if that happened.
Because the way I've read this Hijikata scene in this is setting you up to be back with looking at him as a heroic figure, because he gets to do a whole load of cool action stuff in this.
Okay, I think maybe I was reading too much into his reaction to it was just a bag of grain or whatever. Yeah. I was probably reading too much into it then.
Yeah, but though admittedly I'm reading that because I know where it's going, and I know that is generally the opinion it wants you to have of Hijikata going forward, is of a more heroic opinion that you might have had of him previously.
It's definitely a sense like you've definitely heard of this guy like from the Shinsengumi and the whole uprising about that, but you kind of feel like years in prison have really like mellowed him out and given him a kind of maybe like a kind of more wiser like long-term perspective on things. It's just like, oh, okay, like there has to be a point to this violence, otherwise like what's happened like after I'm gone. I had to consider that. And
to be fair to him, like a lot of the guys he's brought into his fold are like he hasn't tricked them like Tsurumi. He's being upfront with them, that kind of thing. He's not got a lie for every one of his men, kind of thing. They're there because they trust him like as a leader. Yeah.
And also because his dream is he's not got a selfish dream. He's probably got an unrealistic dream, but it's not. Obviously, that is compared to Bataro here, where Bataro's dream feels selfish,
impossible,
impossible in its own way. But obviously, he has passed the secret onto Shirashi on his deathbed.
I really like that bit where he gets like shot in the side, and he just goes like at that point he's like, okay, I've been like, you don't know if he's lung shot or whatever the fuck, but he knows like that's it. I'm already stabbed the fuck up. Like that one, that's the one that fucking got me. So him pushing Shirishi out of the way to take a fucking hail of bullets, and it's just like, all right, Shirishi, here's what I know about the fucking thing. Remember me, because since I can't sire a fucking kingdom full of children. Yeah.
I like how it ends with Kikuta recognizing somebody again. Because that's 2 episodes in a row where you go, how do these two people know each other?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. he wasn't just a late addition. He is involved heavily in the plot, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it because this episode has loads of tonal whiplash that works really well. It's the fact that the most serious chase we've had is taking place with a ridiculous funny car.
It doesn't corner very well. I suppose no automobile back then ever cornered very well.
No.
Yeah.
And I have added affection because I once worked for a company who had a car in the shape of their product.
Like a very serious thing. Our girl is in trouble. We got to save her, and they're basically in like the hot dog car, like kind of thing. Yes. Like they're in the most stupid looking thing you could be. It's great. Yeah.
Yes, it was the Terry's chocolate orange car for those people who might be wondering.
Nice.
So it's one of them, like, yeah. The round.
It's a par for the course for a comic where there's been multiple instances where fucking dudes have gotten into fucking bloody graphic knife fights, but they haven't got any trousers on.
Yeah.
It was just going that way. It's just, a knife was happening. You don't know what's going to happen. It could be on a toilet, in the bath. It's going to happen. So he's going to roll with it.
I mean, it's a lot of Golden Kamuy, but this episode and last episode especially, it's like, pick your favorite scene, and it's like impossible. Like I know, like I'd be able to rank them, but even then, as I start thinking about it, I was like, but that was really cool, but that was really dumb, and I was just like, it's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Got a Katakura a bit. That's just that bit.
Yes. But
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
think
also
that's probably the best one, but there's so many good scenes, is the thing I'm saying. Like, so many good bits, again, that have tonal whiplash and do not fucking match up, but somehow that works in its
Yeah.
favor. Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
almost the entire cast in one location. The
Yeah.
entire active cast, even though you think Sophia's not here, then she shows up right at the end. So yeah, I guess she's
Yeah,
here
yeah.
as well. Obviously, there's some people who there's two characters who decided, well, we've done our part. Cheerio, we're leaving
Oh
the
yeah,
story now.
even our Bronson guy shows up in the flashback kind of thing. Like, so
Yes.
like
Yeah,
a bunch
so
of the
good, yeah.
characters do show up. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's come a long way, and it's just kind of like, this is like a real culmination of a lot of stuff, and it's what was culminating things, then, like, throwing different fucking mysteries at you as well. It's like, how's that going to work out? I was talking with someone at a meetup just like a few weeks ago. There, it's like, I've been watching like Golden Kamuy. I was watching last night. Like, it's really like, getting to like, rubber hits the road a bit of the story now. We're getting to the end. It's like, oh yeah, I couldn't get past the CGI bear for one saying. Where have you been? That was like one time, so many years ago. For God's sake, there was like
Bloody
for
hell,
like
man.
a studio and like a deceased writer or director ago. Like, one, get on this already. What's it going to take? Like, come on.
it's not like the first.
It's just
season
like
of-
fucking the early chapters of Undead Unlockers. It's like, listen, just get past this, and it's going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
Nah, I
Like,
understand
not
if
even
it-
a guy phone saying, "Oh, it gets great episode 10." Phone saying, "No, it got great at episode fucking like 1." It's just like, yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
CG bear, but everything else is solid. Like, it's a solid foundation in this. Let's work with it.
Yeah, it's not like Kingdom season 1 where it's all CG, and then they decided better. And now I'm reading Kingdom. God, I'm even more annoyed at it looking like that in that first season. Then next on the list, because there was plenty of meat on that bone, it is Hell Teacher Nube, episode 70.
That's what I call him.
Is here. I dipped back into this one because I saw the character design for the bad guy. He's not a monster; it's just a bad guy.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, because he's not a yokai. He's not quite like, it's a regular person. He's more like a slasher movie villain. We're like, we blew him up at the end of the film. We put him into the body bag, but then Jason, he reached up his hand out of his grave and got up again. It's like, it's one of those kind of dudes. And Nube doesn't know why. I don't know how to deal with this. I can deal with people. I can deal with devils, but this guy freaks me out. And it's kind of as well like, the most terrifying monster of all is like, it's man, or like, someone who's like a human who's discarded humanity and becomes something else entirely. I.e. a regular freaky child killer.
Yeah, so there's a guy going around dressed like the urban legend Akamanto, sort of, but also here crossed with V from Vendetta and Anarchy, the knockoff of V for Vendetta from the Batman comics. And he normally the story is he shows up in the toilet and goes, "Do you want a blue toilet roll or a red toilet roll?" And if the kid says red toilet roll, he produces a knife and slashes you. And if you say blue toilet roll, he throttles you to death.
He drowns you or something, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Drowns you
okay.
and drowns you in the toilet,
No,
presumably.
he throttles you because if you make a joke
go
of
blue
it
in
and
the
say
face.
if you make a joke of it and say yellow, then he drowns you in the toilet.
White paper, please. Shit, hadn't thought
Whereas
of that.
this guy is like, toilet roll's a little too much. I'm just going to ask them their favorite color and then murder them in 3 different ways.
What if?
I'm
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
These fucking kids should know better by now than to like ever engage with any of this. But they go for and they're just even like, phone says like this urban legend guy going around. He asks you questions, don't answer them. Or if you don't actually say what it does, this kind of cuts out because it's off of like a message board somewhere. But you don't know enough yokai by now, and the weird rules that they have to never engage in anybody who asks you a weird question out of the blue like that. Especially one is freaking looking at this dude. What?
And it turns out this had happened years before, and all the adults in town know about this, and they keep it secret.
So it's like
from the
8
children.
as well.
Yes. And they've kept it secret from the children. So all the teachers at school got an alert to say that someone's been spotted. A's been spotted in town again. And so they've all got this alert. And this is the most. I haven't watched it for however many episodes, 12 episodes or so. But there are so many more teachers in this school that are like more teachers than there are pupils, as best I can tell. I don't know if they've been in this before.
They have been there before. I haven't seen them before because there's the principal, there's the PE teacher who looks like fucking like one of the air pilots from Porco Rosso.
Yeah, he also looks like
there's a few great mustaches in there.
He looks like the principal's son, essentially, is what he looks like. He looks like
that's
the mustache the principal had when he was younger. Yeah, I was like, it's weird because the class that Nube teaches is of all different ages. So why aren't they all separated out into the appropriately aged classes, or are these all different subjects?
I assume they were all the same age, but they just have different
wildly
different growth spurts, basically. Yeah.
It's like the young lad in Boko, he's like 3 feet tall, and then the other lad who's like, he's at least a 15-year-old teenager with the voice of Marcus. Is wild range of people there.
Anyway, the 3 kids, they both all say the colours. One gets kidnapped by him and is going to be drowned for saying blue. They keep the other 2 kids safe, and then Nube learns from the blue one. He's struggling because he can't use any of his magic powers to detect what this guy's doing because he's just a guy. Saves her, pulls her out of the water when he tries to drown her, and then she tells him that, the other 2 kids said red and white. He's like, they're in trouble too. Got to rush back. The teacher who's afraid of yokai is protecting them because she's not afraid of serial killers. She's only afraid of yokai. But they have to run. They leave her and they run around the school being chased by this guy. The white is that he's going to drain all the blood from your body, and then the red is just, I'm going to stab you loads of times.
Cuts open,
with his scythe. Nube eventually shows up, and he's like, fuck this. I'm not supposed to use this against humans, but glove off.
Devil hand. Where?
I'm going to tear your soul out your body.
That'll stop him.
Well, no, it doesn't. Makes
He's
it
ready
worse.
for that. The old don't trim my soul on my body trick. Yeah.
In fact, the suggestion is in doing that, he has turned him into a yokai by the end of the episode, and he's just simply moved on.
I guess
to a
that makes
town.
sense.
Because he dies because he pulls his soul back into his body, but then he falls into the fire and then falls out the window out the 1st-story building floor and onto the ground. And then
he was just a serial killer, but now he's a Jason Voorhees. Okay.
Yes, because he gets shot in a
Yeah.
body bag, and then he escapes the on the way to the morgue, and the narrator says, "It said he may have gone to your town."
It's behind you right now.
Yeah, now the interesting, it's a new How to Teach a Newbie episode. It's perfectly fine. The interesting thing is him using his power against a human being.
Completely fucking it up, apparently. So
yes, my curiosity was because of the visual similarity to Anarchy, and then I looked at what Anarchy looks like now, and now Anarchy looks more like the Red Cloak supernatural creature that he did back when he was just like, I'm Color Swap V. Well, no, he wasn't just Color Swap V, was he? Because he was a teenager, and he had like a thing where his mask was on a thing, so he looked like he had a really long neck to make himself look. He was trying to convince you that he was an adult, but the only way to make himself look taller is he'd put something on his head to make his neck really long, and then would sit the mask.
But then shouldn't he have worn like shoulder pads to make his shoulders higher as well, and worn a cloak so you can't see how short his legs are?
Vincent,
there's multiple things you should have done there, but you only did one.
Yeah. But he's not wearing the hat anymore by the looks of things, at least the picture. I think it's probably after the Arkham games redesigned him, like lots of those people got redesigned in Arkham games, and then people decided
Sure.
that's what they look like now. Sorry, Harley Quinn, no longer dressing up like a clown.
I would say put it down to maybe a little bit of the fucking V for the mascots, like but one of like embarrassing online people. Which I want to change as much as possible if we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not ready
Also to make it copyrightable, because a lot of people produce those masks and apparently are getting away scot-free with it.
Yes. I mean, I do hope that he's now offering various capitalists toilet rolls choices as his new modus operandi, because I assume he's now gone back to being an anarchist, as opposed to how he turned when Alan Grant got into that neo-tech libertarian cult. And he became a libertarian he became a Steve Ditko type superhero in the late 90s.
Like you mean the later Steve Ditko, the Mr. A type guy?
Yeah, very much. Which would fit with the choices of toilet rolls.
Yeah.
Like you could have like a libertarian Akamanto character
called Mr. T, Mr. Toilet.
Let there be TP for all your bungholes.
I think the only other time I've encountered this urban myth is in an episode of JUJUTSU. I think he shows up there. And he's more like dressed like a wizard. Not like a wizard, like a stage magician, I think, with a mask in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those masks with like, the crescent-shaped smile or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what it's like, I bet religion is this like, if you've seen like a Halloween film or a Friday the 13th film, you get like kind of guy who's going for it. And why it freaks me out, and say he's not like a regular dude really, or yokai. This is a really fucking evil, freaky fucking this dude. A really freaking like serial killer. Like I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, because you never get a clear look at his face. You just get like a crack, and when his hats get knocked off, you can see that he's an old man with grey hair and he's bald.
It's also been horribly burned once already.
Yeah, which I guess is Freddy.
Yes,
that's
true,
okay, another one. Yeah.
So
he's going after children specifically, which is a Freddy thing, I guess. Yeah,
that's also true. Yeah.
Yeah, this is early 90s manga, so yeah, these are all influences which you could easily steal and put in your children's comic. And children would love it. Yeah, because it would have upset parents. Children would be perfectly fine with it. And hey, if the comic upsets parents, that's a bonus. Yeah,
baby.
It's fine. It's new. I'm not going to tune in again next week, but I was just curious about this character. Then JUJUTSU Kaisen episode 52, Passion.
Oh yeah.
In which first we have to quickly knock off the chapter we skipped over. With God, what's the guy? Panda's dad's name? The
Yaga.
The principal.
Principal Kiryu. They've all killed him off, the fuckers.
I either forgot. Or like I either forgot that I had this metaphor kind of thing in it, or that it made it more obvious by making the little teddy bear yellow. But it's like I'm getting mad Winnie the Pooh vibes. What was the last Winnie the Pooh book? You know the kind of thing, because he's sitting on the hill with a little stuffed bear going. It's like, hey there, little bear. It's like, it's okay. I'll be back again someday, kind of thing. And it's just like, oh, okay. That's thing. But the context is he's literally made this bear because a woman was so distraught she's basically become catatonic that her son died. So he's put a little bit of her son in this bear so she feels less bad that her son's dead. And they keep pointing out, it's like, that's a power you could use to make an army. And he's not just using it to help bereaved mothers.
It's
like,
ever
I'm not
used
using
for compassionate purposes,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, an evil person, it's one of those things of, you have a superpower, like your man in My Hero Academia, that would be used evilly. It's like, yeah, but I'm not a dick. Like, that's the important part, right? It's like, no, the important part is it could be used evilly, so you're in trouble.
Yeah, so Gaku Ganji is sent to execute him, which he does.
And as he points out, is like, you guys came immediately after that, after Gojo got locked up, didn't you? Yeah, fucking pretty obvious your motivation.
And also trying to like get him to, it's like, no, they want the secret of how like you can make like an evil army for yourself, or we could make an evil army for ourselves. So give us a secret.
If you tell us, like, we wouldn't make the evil army. We're cool. It's just like,
Yeah, but you won't tell. So okay, well, fine, I'm gonna kill you. And then like he's dying for and saying, okay, here's what you do. Like you got to this like it doesn't take this one. You gotta have like 3 souls and balance upon it. But like, why did you fucking get killed then? Like, what's the point of that? You just tweeted it out. It's like, why did you say it like that? It's just
Because
what's the
I've
point of it
cursed
though?
you, basically, is what
Yeah.
I've just done.
Yes,
I've cursed you with that
'cause-
information. Now they're going to want to kill you if they find out you know how to fucking do it.
Yes.
You dipshit. And at that moment, Panda has been freed, and
Yes,
he runs.
Panda's freed
not
by
to,
Panda's freed by Kusakabe, who is the uncle of the bear.
yeah. That scene was really rough, man, because him like just kind of breaking up with like, yeah, no, I know it's not this, I know the kid isn't back, but like I appreciate what you're doing, kind of thing. But Panda doesn't rush to take revengeance on his father. He's like there to just hold him in his dying thing. It's like pandas don't feel vengeance, but pandas can cry.
Yes,
It's genuinely an emotional bit.
Yes,
but like,
because he says to Gakugaji, "You were just the knife that fell on him."
like someone else would have fucking been sent to kill him if you weren't sent. Like it's just like, I don't got a beef against you. I got beef against the guys who sent this.
Yaga knows what kind of fucking world that he lives in. So at the school he was in charge of was like in a way like a sanctuary away from. That means then that means they're dangerous because you're fully like under the auspices of the sorcerer world. So that's why he had to be rubbed out.
Yeah.
Now, there's also because we need to be reminded who Panda was because he's important in this next bit.
Yes. Also, though, we'll say Gakugaji does execute him in the coolest way possible by shredding on his electric guitar.
Just kind of like cutting to like, it's like, oh, so you like some random guy's like, I'm here to kill you, and it's like, oh yeah, you and what army? And just remembering like in a garage, like where the lights are coming on. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
See, he's really cool, but he's still such a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Yes, but he'll get a chance to be less
I'm torn
down the line of the story.
Well, it's just okay. He's a massive dick, but Jesus, there are some dickheads in this. So he's really like raised against these. He doesn't crack top 10.
He's a cog in the machine, basically. Is at this point of the story, yeah.
Then the credits roll, which is good because the tone's going to completely change after the credits. As we get our boys infiltrating this fight club. Why you say there's a fight club? That's the first rule, mate. And eventually they decide. What's his name? Hikari? Is that
Hikari is the dude of it. So I had to get up and towards them. So like, no, okay, Yuji kid, we'll let you in if you want to take on today as like, a top seeded fighter. Fun saying, sure, everyone go do that, and goes into the fight, and it's like, one to know it's Panda. Fun saying, okay, let's put on a good show for him. Fun saying, and there's kind of exchanging intel points. He's going like. Wham! It's like, oh, it's my face.
Yeah. It's like an actiony face where they're doing cool punches and jumping 20 feet in the air and doing flips and shit. But they're all like, it kind of cuts to the shot and it's like barely hitting each other because we know Panda has beat the shit out of him when training. So it's just like, oh, we know each other's deal. It's like, yeah, we can play fight essentially. We just need to play it up for the crowd.
It is great coming off the last episode that this is also really well animated, but it is animated in a funny way. This sort of
when Yuji
fight.
gets flipped, and he like flips completely over and basically like stays pencil thin and lands back on his feet, and the crowd go whoa, and you just like, oh right, you just flipped me back on my feet. You weren't actually trying to knock me over. Just it's a funny, cool fight. Is the opposite of what you're saying.
It was just like it's kind of laying it out to fun saying so like he carries up in the back office watching the camera, but like his girlfriend, I think it's her curse technique. It's sort of like Goto's one where it's like you can keep walking towards it, but you never get any closer to it. It's some weird space altering ones. You gotta try and watch out for that if you want to get up to them. But I think if you impress him enough for the fight, he'll invite you up for like to have a talk with you about more fights. So. Don't let on you from the Jutsu High because he's a dropout. We don't want to alert him that we've been sent for him because he think we're out to hunt him down. So don't let him.
He's doing all the bluffing, whereas Yuji's like, I'll shut the fuck up because I'm bad at lying, and they're all going like, he's fucking Itadori's terrible at fucking lying. He doesn't even consider it as an option. So it's like he has to do our infiltration. As long as he just shuts up and he's a meathead, we'll be fine. Basically,
just put on a good show for the crowd, and like, and he calls you up, and so he does. He just calls everyone and said, "Hey, come on in there," and like goes to the top room and lets in, and there's Hikari's in there, and it's like. I like you, kid. I can tell, like, you've got like a passion. That's important to me. Upon like living life about passion. So tell you what, I'm gonna see if you're a smart guy or not. Like I've got a way to, like just by sitting around at home, I just gotta do like an hour's work a day, and you can make like a million yen per day. And I'm gonna sell you the secret how to do this now for just 10,000 yen. What do you say? It's just like,
That's
no,
scam.
that's no point saying that's right. As a test, I'd like you. You're pretty sharp. You want to drink upon saying, I would, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm a teenager.
I'm a
upon saying,
minor. It's just like,
so am
yeah,
I. But all right.
like some sorcerers can't hold their liquor like Gojo, and he's like, "Who's Gojo?" And it's like, there's not a fucking sorcerer alive who doesn't know who the fuck Gojo is. And this is also as he's receiving a phone call, which is, as he points out, the signal for
phone is just
something's
popping.
fucking up. If I get a call from this number, that means something's fucking up. That's why I'm not answering it.
I like too that all this is playing out, and it's just like
Single
the
shot,
camera
yeah.
is just locked on the wide shot of the room, and it's a bit of like they've rotoscoped like two people just like
Yeah.
working through the scene on top of it. But like it's good, it's atmospheric, and if we get across this guy tension as well, it's like just on a small scale. Plus we've had so many like apocalyptic like sorcery battles. It's like this is a little bit of tension as well of two people in a room, and this phone is just hopping. It's like, are you going to answer that ever? Like, it just keeps going. There's no music or nothing like that. It's just.
It's definitely like a budget saving thing, like rotoscoping these two guys having a conversation in a room. But it's also, it works for the scene.
It's rotoscoping is never a budget saving thing. It's often more expensive.
No, what I mean is like, they don't have to do the fancy camera shots they were doing between the fight with Panda and stuff like that. Like they don't have to like map out the angles and everything.
Yes,
it's simple, is what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say there's not just here, but earlier in the episode where Megumi and Yuji are discussing things. There's a lot of pulling from Wally Wood's 22 panels that always work in the choices of shots. It's the which is a great reference document. But yeah, it's a lot of these are shots you could use when the script isn't helping you draw anything interesting.
It's characters just talking. This will look interesting, and I was like, it's a great way to do it. And like I said, I know like it's not necessarily cheaper, but it is simpler and easier to do when you have two guys just act out the scene. It's like we don't have to plan a lot of the shit. And it comes across as very naturalistic for it. And even like the end of the scene where he's like, "I'm fucking onto you," and he kind of like moves it into the foreground from them standing in the background of the room. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe they might have taken what happened towards the kind of latter bit of the second series there, where they had to call in so many favors to get it across the ground. So before you had this kind of real mix of styles just by necessity. I think rather than like make that be some kind of like rod for their own back and forth, let's just embrace that. No, let's just like have a kind of variety. Because even in the comic, it kind of loses a bit of it, like later on. But like I remember, like in the back half of the comic, it's like there'd be like tiny little panels out. There could be like lots of different things happening out there. Again, that's where the tone switches coming in as well at that.
Yeah,
there's hard remembering that even when the comic didn't, and maybe working at a bit of that in here to meant that, because it's how kind of loose and bouncy that the fake fight is. Even the atmosphere of the opening base with Yaga and Panda, Ganges, it feels different. It feels like a different like thing again to this other bit of it. So like rather than like have been this thing that's kind of this production is falling apart. It's all messy and all over the shop. It's like let's just make that fucking what's that called when you kind of paste a bit of stuff on there? Collage, the kind of collage thing, come make it all like a strength rather than a weakness.
And there's definitely like lots of like interesting choices like that. Like himself and his girlfriend, the other third year, like we don't see his face until he like gets right in Yuji's face like properly at the end of it. We don't see like a good up close thing of it. But like we get a lot of shots of her like lying on him, and her face is so fucking expressive and fun as she's having the conversations with the boss. Like, and I was like, that's good. It's a good way of like to mess around with form and everything.
That's where it ends. He's complaining that he hasn't got a fever. His fever's running cold. Yuji, what
his
are you
passion
do about it?
is running out. Yeah. The earlier scene as well with the girlfriend. There is some. I want to say bad, but bad in the stereotypical way. Anime music playing, and I was like, that's the music that's going to be playing when we eventually get to his fucking terrible ability that I hate in the comic, but I hope they can make me like in this show.
It was written expressly because we're going to animate this one day, and
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So I'm going to make their lives a misery.
Yeah, I can't remember it being an issue in this fight. I feel like it's in the subsequent fight.
No.
More of a problem.
It doesn't. It's not really kind of just really going to come out. He's just fucking like he's just fucking leathering him with his own fists.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see like the full use of it and what's actually happening when how is he doing the things he's doing. Oh, it's a lot dumber than you would think, but it suits him.
you see the hint of it when he starts confronting Yuji at the end of the conversation, because there's like these little panels that appear as he's shoving him and stuff, like just like 2-dimensional panels within the 3-dimensional space. But yeah.
And then we've got finally Ganglion, episode 16. Colonel Shadow flakes out, in which Colonel Shadow is depressed and has not shown up for his latest plan. And so therefore they're going to have to break the rules. Is it okay with you, Hope Man, if we just play a tape of his normal speech and then we can go in the rigmarole?
Because Hope Man's like, this is highly unorthodox, and it's just like, no, you come in after he makes the speech. We have it on like a little boombox here, so we're just gonna play that into the loudspeaker, and we'll rush you, and you kick our ass, and we won't destroy Tokyo Tower, thereby destroying the entertainment of the masses. Yeah.
Yeah, which he agrees to because he sees him as his brother-in-law already, and so therefore.
And it's funny, all the other goons are like, "Hey, this is your chance at a promotion," because technically you're doing the thing Colonel Shadow would be doing if he wasn't incredibly depressed.
And they get beaten up, but our guy is going to hang around after he tells everyone that it's okay for them to get taxis home. He's still got something left to do.
It's late, like, yeah, there's going to be hardly any trains running and shit. That's fair.
That's the episode. But all the little subtle character acting in it is really making me look forward to Akane Banashi more and more the more I've watched this. So it's helping sell me on that.
That's one that could do with the similar thing, like you were saying with Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's get a specific animator in to animate this Rakugo style of storytelling and just go fucking wild.
But that'll happen a lot because, like, each kind of like storyteller and that, like, they tell comic stories, they tell tragedies, they tell dramas, and even like the one story told by 3 different people has wildly different a tone and atmosphere to it. So you kind of need that level of variety in it as well. We'll see what they can do. I hope they can, because I think all eyes are on them, so they don't want to be kind of hames of this now.
Yes, because it's weirdly, even though it's not a battle manga, it is battle manga, and often you're like waiting for when are we going to see what this guy's power is, i.e., his storytelling style.
Yeah.
There's been like time jumps where like we've seen about new powers and abilities and stories we would have learned over the intervening time.
The characters go through training arcs, but mostly in the cool way of like sideways kind of flashbacks and like you said, time skips and stuff. But they do have training arcs. It is essentially a battle manga. It does belong in Shonen Jump, despite it being also talking about art form specifically and art form in general. Yeah.
That's it for Let's Go. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night out there.